Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. Life does not wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't care about your comfort zone. The world rewards action, not ideas, not intentions, but action. If you're waiting for the perfect moment to start, let me tell you that moment will never come. Success doesn't wait for inspiration. It doesn't wait for the stars to align. It waits for those who are brave enough to take action, even when the road is unclear. You see, the most successful people in the world aren't the ones who wait for motivation to strike. They are the ones who take action regardless of how they feel. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline. And discipline is a choice. It's a decision you make every day to do the work, even when you don't feel like it. The good news is, you don't have to have it all figured out to get started. You don't need to know all the answers. You need to move forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. The momentum will build once you start. If you can't make yourself act now, think about the future you're creating by not acting. What will you be regretting in a year, in 5 years? Are you really willing to live with that regret? Let me tell you, when you make the decision to act, even when it's uncomfortable, you begin to build something. You build confidence. You build momentum. You build success. And that's where true power comes from, the ability to take consistent action, no matter the circumstances. So get up, push through the resistance, and take action today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the stars to align. Right now is your time to begin. Success comes when you decide to do what's right, not what feels good. It's discipline that sets you free to live life on your terms. Waiting for the right moment will only leave you in the same spot. The moment is now. Get started. Take one step and build from there. Don't wait for giant leaps. Just take small steps every day. Progress is built through consistency, not perfection. Once you take action, momentum will carry you. Without it, you're stagnant. But with it, the world opens up to you. What you do today shapes your future. Don't let the days pass by without taking deliberate action. The key to success is doing what others won't. And most of the time, that means stepping out of your comfort zone. Regret will haunt you longer than failure. Taking action, even if you fail, means you've learned and you can keep moving forward. The first step is the hardest, but it's also the most important. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. You can dream all day, but without action, those dreams will stay fantasies. Work turns vision into reality. The longer you wait to take action, the further behind you fall. Inaction is the killer of opportunity and growth. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's a concept that most people overlook, yet it is the very thing that separates those who achieve greatness from those who struggle. You see, discipline isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about making choices that serve your future, even when they're not the easiest choices to make in the moment. The truth is, we all want freedom. We want the freedom to live life on our terms, to enjoy the rewards of hard work and smart decisions. But here's the catch: freedom doesn't come by avoiding responsibility or seeking shortcuts. It comes from the consistent, deliberate actions you take every day, regardless of how you feel. Think about it. If you have no discipline, you're at the mercy of your emotions. You're driven by how you feel in the moment, which means you'll often avoid the tough things, delay the work, or give in to the easy pleasures. But what happens when you do that? You end up trapped. Trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, regret, and unfulfilled potential. On the other hand, when you choose discipline, you break that cycle. You choose to take action even when it's uncomfortable, even when you'd rather do something else. And over time, this builds a momentum that leads to real freedom. Freedom to do what you want when you want. Freedom to make choices that reflect your true values, and freedom from the constraints of procrastination and hesitation. But here's the kicker: discipline doesn't come naturally to most people. It's a skill you develop over time. It's about doing what needs to be done, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's inconvenient. It's about setting standards for yourself and holding yourself accountable to them, even when the world around you is full of distractions. The more disciplined you become, the more you'll find that your life aligns with your dreams. The freedom you seek isn't something that just falls into your lap. It's something you earn through hard work and consistent effort. And in the end, discipline is what grants you the ultimate freedom, the freedom to live a life on your own terms, with no regrets and no excuses. So remember this: if you want the freedom you dream of, it begins with the discipline you commit to every single day. Success is never a matter of luck or chance. It is always the result of consistent, deliberate action. You can have the best ideas, the greatest intentions, and all the ambition in the world, but if you don't back those up with action, you'll remain stuck in the same place. Action is the bridge that connects your dreams to reality. Without it, your goals are nothing more than thoughts that exist in your mind, never materializing into something real. Too many people make the mistake of thinking success will just happen if they wait long enough or work a little harder when they feel like it. They believe that success is a matter of circumstance or timing, but in truth, success is about showing up every single day and doing the work. It's about putting in the effort when you don't feel like it, even when things are tough, and continuing to move forward despite obstacles and setbacks. There is no magic formula, no secret trick that will make success happen overnight. The only thing that makes a difference is action. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to wait for the perfect time. The key is to begin. Begin. Even if you don't have all the answers, begin even if the path is unclear. Begin because the act of starting is the most important thing you can do. When you take action, something powerful happens. You begin to learn, you start to grow, and you begin to gain clarity. The mistakes you make along the way are not failures, they're part of the learning process. Each step you take, each action you make, even if it's a misstep, teaches you something valuable. The more you act, the more experience you gain, and the more likely you are to find the right path that leads to your success. Think of it this way: the universe rewards those who take action. It rewards those who push forward, regardless of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. The more action you take, the more opportunities open up to you. It's not about waiting for luck to strike, it's about creating your own luck through consistent effort and perseverance. Success is a result of your willingness to take action when others won't, to stay committed when others give up, and to continue moving forward when it would be easier to quit. The more you do, the more you'll achieve. So don't sit back and wait for success to find you. Go out and create it through your actions. Every day is an opportunity to make progress. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people take action. So make the decision today to act. Small steps may seem insignificant at first, but when you add them up over time, they lead to tremendous results. The problem many people face is they expect quick, large-scale success, and when it doesn't come, they give up. What they don't realize is that the key to lasting success is consistency, not dramatic leaps. It's the small, everyday actions that compound over time and ultimately create the big changes they seek. Think about this: if you wanted to get in shape, you wouldn't run a marathon on day one. But if you commit to taking small steps every day, whether it's a short walk, a few minutes of stretching, or eating just a little healthier each day, those small actions add up to significant results over time. The same principle applies in every area of life. Success doesn't come from one grand effort. It comes from those little decisions and actions that are made consistently day after day. The mistake many people make is trying to do too much all at once. They want instant results, but they fail to see that success is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's the consistency of the small steps that leads to growth, to progress, and ultimately to success. Those little improvements, those seemingly insignificant actions, are the building blocks of something much bigger. They start to accumulate, and before you know it, you've made massive strides toward your goals. Take the time to realize that success is a process, not an event. Each small step you take gets you closer to where you want to be. It's easy to be overwhelmed by how far you still have to go, but when you break it down and focus on the small tasks at hand, you'll start seeing progress. And the more you focus on small steps, the less intimidating the goal becomes. The path towards success is not always a straight line, but if you keep moving forward, no matter how small the step, eventually you'll reach your destination. Think about the compound effect of your actions. If you make just a small improvement each day, it doesn't seem like much in the moment, but after a year of those small actions, you'll have made tremendous progress. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. The key is persistence, staying on the path even when it feels like you're not making significant progress. Don't underestimate the power of small steps. They're the foundation of all great achievements. So start today, no matter how small the step, and keep moving forward. Eventually, those small actions will lead you to places you never imagined. Stay consistent, stay focused, and you'll see the big results come from those little steps. Action is the force that drives momentum. Without it, you're like a car stuck in neutral. Your engine may be running, but you're not going anywhere. The moment you take that first step, something powerful happens. Momentum begins to build. It's not always easy to start, but once you do, things start to shift. Momentum carries you forward when you don't have the strength or willpower to keep pushing on your own. The key to success is not waiting for the perfect time or the perfect conditions. It's simply taking action. Even if you're unsure, even if you're afraid, you must take that first step. The action you take doesn't have to be perfect, but it must be taken. It's when you get moving that the energy starts to flow, and what seemed like an insurmountable task becomes easier to handle. Think of it like pushing a snowball up a hill. At first, it takes a lot of effort to get it rolling. The snowball is small and the hill is steep, but once it starts moving, it gains size and speed. As you keep pushing forward, the snowball picks up more momentum, and before you know it, it's rolling downhill, getting bigger and faster with every inch. That's the power of action. It starts slow, but as you keep going, you gain speed, and eventually, what once seemed like a struggle becomes a powerful force that's unstoppable. Momentum is not something you can wait for. It's something you must create. The only way to generate momentum is to take action and then take more action and more after that. It's cumulative. The first step might be difficult. The second step might feel like a challenge, but as long as you keep moving forward, momentum builds. Many people make the mistake of thinking they need to feel motivated before they take action. The truth is, motivation follows action. The more you act, the more motivated you become. The more you accomplish, the more confident you get, and the more momentum you create. Each small success builds on the last until eventually you look back and realize how far you've come. If you want to change your life, stop waiting for inspiration or motivation to strike. Start by taking action, no matter how small. Each step will build on the next, and before you know it, you'll have created a powerful wave of momentum that will carry you toward your goals. Action is the catalyst that turns dreams into reality, and momentum is the fuel that keeps you going when the road gets tough. So take that first step and let momentum take care of the rest. The choices you make today shape the future you will live tomorrow. People often think that success or failure happens overnight, but the truth is, it's the small, everyday decisions that determine where you end up. You're not building your future in some distant, far-off moment. You're building it right now with every action you take, every habit you form, and every decision you make. Each day is an opportunity to set the course for where you want to be in the future. It's easy to put off taking responsibility for the future, to think that it's something that will just happen. But the reality is, your future isn't waiting for you. It's being created in real time by what you do today. How you spend your time, who you associate with, what you read, what you focus on, these things are all shaping the person you're becoming and the life you'll lead. Too many people wait for the perfect time to start working on their goals. They think that someday they'll have more time, more energy, or more resources to pursue what they want. But what they don't realize is that the perfect time never comes. If you keep waiting for it, you'll be stuck in the same place for the rest of your life. Your future is built through the daily decisions you make, the actions you take, and the work you put in, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. Think of it like planting seeds. Every positive action you take today is a seed you're planting for tomorrow. You may not see the results immediately, but over time, those seeds grow. They take root, they bloom, and eventually they bear fruit. However, if you're not planting seeds, you're not creating anything for the future. You're simply waiting for something to happen without taking any steps to make it happen. The future doesn't just appear out of thin air. It's not something that happens to you, it's something you create, and the tools for creation are in your hands right now. If you want a better future, start by making better decisions today. The choices you make, no matter how small they may seem, are the building blocks of your future success. You are shaping your destiny with every thought, every action, every word. And this is where the power lies, because you can control what you do today. You may not be able to control every circumstance, but you can always control your actions and responses. How you choose to spend your time, what you choose to focus on, and how much effort you put into your goals will determine where you end up. So stop waiting for tomorrow. Don't think that success will magically appear in the future. It's already being built piece by piece right now. Make today count. Your future is waiting for you, and it's being created by what you do today. If you want to achieve anything meaningful in life, you have to get comfortable with discomfort. Success doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. In fact, it's the very opposite. The road to growth, achievement, and personal transformation is paved with challenges, uncertainty, and discomfort. But here's the secret: that discomfort is what makes you stronger. It's what pushes you to become more than you are right now. Most people avoid discomfort because it's unfamiliar, it's scary, and it feels unsafe. They seek the path of least resistance, hoping that comfort will bring them happiness and success. But comfort is a trap. It feels good in the moment, but it never leads to the progress you want. The truth is, nothing extraordinary ever happens in the comfort zone. If you want to grow, you have to stretch beyond what feels easy and familiar. Think about it. Every time you push yourself past your limits, you grow. You become a stronger version of yourself. The problem is, most people shy away from this. They give up at the first sign of discomfort. But if you can embrace discomfort, if you can learn to be at peace with it, you'll unlock new levels of achievement. The key is not to avoid discomfort, but to embrace it and move forward anyway. The greatest accomplishments in life come when you choose to take action despite fear, uncertainty, or the unknown. This is where growth happens. Whether you're learning a new skill, building a business, or working to improve your health, the discomfort you feel is the sign that you're pushing yourself to new heights. Without it, you remain stagnant. The moment you push yourself beyond what's comfortable, you start making real progress. There's a saying, the only way out is through. You can't bypass the hard work, the tough decisions, or the uncomfortable moments. You have to go through them. And when you do, you come out on the other side stronger, smarter, and more capable. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for transformation. The key to success is making discomfort your ally. Don't run from it. Don't try to avoid it. Embrace it and let it fuel your progress. When you learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you begin to realize that it's not the discomfort that holds you back, it's your resistance to it. Once you make peace with discomfort, it loses its power over you, and you gain the power to keep moving forward no matter what. So start today. Don't wait for the right moment to take action or to make that tough decision. The right moment is now, and the discomfort you're avoiding is the very thing you need to push through to get to the next level. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable and watch how your life begins to change. The only way to achieve greatness is to step into the unknown, to challenge yourself, and to keep going even when it's hard. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens you can carry in life. It doesn't just sit on your shoulders, it weighs you down, clouding your mind and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is, failure is not nearly as painful as regret. Failure is temporary. It's a lesson, a stepping stone toward growth and success. But regret is permanent, and it haunts you for years, sometimes even for a lifetime. You see, failure can be overcome. When you fail, you learn, you adjust, you try again, but with more knowledge, more experience, and more wisdom. Failure teaches you what works and what doesn't. It refines your approach and makes you stronger. And the best part? You get a second chance to make it right. But regret comes from not acting at all, from not trying, from letting fear or hesitation stop you from pursuing your dreams. Think about it. What do you fear more? Failing in an attempt and learning from it, or living with the knowledge that you never even tried? Regret comes from the what-ifs in life, the things you could have done but didn't. The opportunities you let slip away because you were too scared, too hesitant, or too complacent. And those what-ifs don't just fade away with time, they linger and grow, gnawing at you, reminding you of the chances you missed and the potential you wasted. It's easy to avoid failure. You just don't take risks. You don't push yourself. You don't try. But what happens when you do that? You live a life of safety, sure, but you also live a life of mediocrity. The true cost of inaction is a life filled with regret, wondering what could have been if only you'd taken the leap, if only you'd dared to fail. But here's the thing about regret. It's not just about the opportunities you missed. It's about the person you didn't become. It's about the potential left untapped, the dreams left unrealized. That's a far worse fate than any failure you could face. At least with failure, you know you tried, you can hold your head high knowing you gave it your best shot, and if you fall, you get back up and go again. Regret is about wondering what kind of life you could have had if only you hadn't held back. Ask yourself, what would you regret more, failing in an attempt or never attempting at all? The truth is, the sting of failure fades, but the pain of regret lingers forever. The real tragedy is not failing. The real tragedy is not trying at all. Life is too short to live with what-ifs. Embrace the chance to fail, because failure is not the end. It's a lesson, a necessary part of success. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from taking action. Don't let regret be your story. Take that step. Make the attempt. It's far better to fail than to sit back and wonder what could have been. The most important thing you can do for yourself, your dreams, and your future is to start. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the answers or if the path ahead feels uncertain. What matters is that you take that first step. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect time to begin, not realizing that the perfect time never comes. The truth is, the act of starting is what creates clarity, momentum, and opportunity. Starting doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you need all the tools or all the knowledge right now. It simply means you need to begin. The biggest obstacle to success isn't the lack of resources or the challenges ahead, it's hesitation. When you hesitate, you allow doubt to creep in, and before you know it, days, months, or even years have passed, and you're still in the same place, wondering what could have been. Starting is powerful because it turns intentions into actions. You can have the best plans, the most inspiring goals, and the strongest desires, but until you take action, they remain dreams. Dreams are wonderful, but they don't move you forward. Action does. And the only way to take action is to start, no matter how small that first step may be. The beauty of starting is that it changes your mindset. The moment you begin, you shift from being someone who is planning to someone who is doing. That shift is transformative. It builds confidence, it sparks momentum, and it shows you that progress is possible. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. And once you've started, you realize that the hardest part wasn't the work, it was making the decision to begin. There will always be reasons to wait. You might feel you're not ready, that the timing isn't right, or that you don't have enough knowledge or skill. But waiting only delays your progress. The truth is, you don't need to have it all figured out to start. You'll learn as you go, adjust along the way, and grow stronger with every step. The important thing is to begin. Starting isn't about perfection, it's about commitment. It's about saying to yourself, I'm willing to take a chance. I'm willing to take that first step, even if I don't know exactly where it will lead. That willingness to act is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. The most successful people didn't begin with certainty. They began with courage. They understood that the path becomes clearer as you walk it, not before. So don't let fear, doubt, or hesitation hold you back. Start where you are with what you have, and trust that the journey will reveal itself as you move forward. Remember, the most important thing is to start. Once you do, you'll realize that the first step was the hardest and everything else becomes easier. Take action today, because every journey, no matter how great, begins with a single step. Your future is waiting. It's time to begin. Results don't happen by chance, luck, or wishful thinking. They happen because of work, consistent, focused, and deliberate work. There's no shortcut to success, no magic formula that can replace effort. If you want to see results in your life, you have to put in the time, the energy, and the discipline to make it happen. Work is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's easy to dream about success. It's easy to make plans and set goals. But dreams and plans without action are nothing more than fantasies. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The ones who succeed are willing to put in the work. They're willing to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it, and even when the results seem far off. Work isn't always glamorous. It's often uncomfortable, demanding, and repetitive. But that's where the magic happens. Every small effort, every little step, every ounce of energy you put in compounds over time. It might not seem like much in the moment, but the consistent application of effort is what leads to big results. You don't plant a seed and expect a tree to grow overnight. You water it, nurture it, and care for it day after day, trusting that with time, your work will bear fruit. The truth is, there's no escaping the work. You can't outsource your effort, and you can't delegate your discipline. If you want the rewards, you have to earn them. And that's a good thing, because the work is what shapes you. It's what builds your character, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you to handle the success you're striving for. Without the work, the results wouldn't mean as much. Many people look for the easy way out, hoping to avoid the effort and still achieve success. But the easy way never leads to anything worthwhile. The easy way doesn't teach you resilience, it doesn't build your skills, and it doesn't prepare you for the challenges ahead. True success is earned through the work you're willing to do, day in and day out. The work is where you discover what you're capable of. It's where you find out how strong, determined, and resourceful you really are. And the best part? The more you work, the more capable you become. Each effort builds on the last. And over time, you create a momentum that's hard to stop. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work for it. If you want results, make the decision to commit to the work. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Make it your ally, and trust that the effort you put in will lead to the outcomes you desire. Remember, every action you take is an investment in your future. And the greater the work, the greater the reward. Results don't happen without work, but when you're willing to do the work, anything is possible. Inaction is the silent thief of dreams. It doesn't announce itself, and it doesn't seem dangerous at first. But every day you choose not to act, every opportunity you let slip by, every decision you postpone, it quietly robs you of the future you could have had. The biggest enemy you face isn't failure or rejection, it's inaction. It's standing still while life moves forward without you. Inaction feels safe, doesn't it? It feels like avoiding risk, like staying protected from failure or embarrassment. But the truth is, inaction is the riskiest choice of all because it guarantees nothing will change. Nothing will improve. The dreams, the goals, the life you want, they all remain out of reach because you didn't take the steps to claim them. You can have all the talent, all the knowledge, and all the resources in the world, but if you don't act, none of it matters. Potential is meaningless without action. People often wait for the perfect moment, thinking they need to be fully prepared or have all the answers before they start. But perfection is a myth, and waiting only deepens the trap of inaction. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to move. Inaction doesn't just keep you where you are, it pulls you backward. Time moves on, circumstances change, and opportunities fade. What could have been achieved today becomes harder to achieve tomorrow. Procrastination feeds doubt, and doubt feeds fear, creating a cycle that becomes increasingly difficult to break. And before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years of missed chances. Action, even imperfect action, breaks that cycle. The moment you take a step, any step, you disrupt the grip of inaction. You begin to build momentum, and with momentum comes clarity and confidence. You start to see possibilities you couldn't see before because action shifts your perspective. It opens doors, creates opportunities, and moves you closer to your goals. The key is to remember that inaction is a choice, just like action is. Every day, you have the power to decide whether to move forward or to stay stuck. Don't let fear, doubt, or hesitation keep you from acting. The cost of inaction is far greater than the discomfort of stepping into the unknown. Failure can be learned from. Mistakes can be corrected. But inaction leaves you with nothing, no progress, no growth, and no results. Life rewards those who take action. The doers, the movers, the ones who dare to try, they're the ones who achieve, grow, and succeed. Inaction might feel comfortable in the moment, but it's a comfort that comes at a price. It steals your time, your potential, and your future. Don't let it win. Today is the day to act. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. No matter how small the step, take it. Break the chains of inaction and start moving toward the life you want. Remember, the greatest enemy to your progress isn't the challenges ahead, it's the decision not to try. Choose action and watch how your world begins to change.